Oh, Quicklist. That's right, folks. We're back on the Quicklist. Why? Because, I mean, partially, right? I wanted to resurrect this because, my roots on the internet are back doing, like, movie articles in, like, when did I start doing that? 2014 or something like that? Earlier. Like, 2013? Anyway, doing list kind of articles on different sites and stuff like that. Also, I wanted to look back at 2020 with something of a positive nature. There's definitely going to be a 10 worst Netflix films of 2020 next week, but just before we move on, I kind of wanted to say, you know what, cinemas were closed for the majority of the year. The number of films I saw in the cinema might be in the single digits, actually. God, even, that's bad. And I just decided, you know what, we're gonna look and say, because I was so negative about Netflix most of last year, I just reviewed so many goddamn Netflix movies. And a lot of the time I was really bagging on them for their original movies. But they kept me seeing, guys. What would I have done without new Netflix movies coming out last year? I don't know. So we're going to take a look specifically at them and what they did right last year, okay? Because no matter how much I love to trash Netflix, and I will next week when I make the 10 worst Netflix movies of 2020, I want to appreciate them for just one video, okay? One video I'm going to go outright and say, here's all the great shit Netflix is doing, okay? In movies. We know they nail TV, generally. Number 10, coming in first off. It's a surprising one. I'm kind of surprised at myself, honestly. It's called Love, Wedding, Repeat. It's a little kind of British-made romantic comedy. There's a little bit of weird dimension hopping stuff going on there. I'm not quite sure what it is still. It was pretty weird. But you know what? I liked it. I really liked it. And I surprised myself with how much I liked it, because it looked trashy, and it was trashy, But Sam Claflin, Olivia Munn, etc., etc. Good cast you had. Sam Claflin gave off kind of, for me, like kind of Hugh Grant romantic comedy British guy vibes, which I really enjoyed. And I just had fun with it, I definitely think it could have been done better. It could have been really good. But I still gave it something like 76 out of 100. I think I've lowered that a couple marks from my initial 1 minute review. By the way, all of these films I'm putting on this list, you can find 1 minute reviews for them on the channel from last year for sure. Number 9, now that we're rocking and rolling here, is Enola Holmes. Because, I was about to say it surprised me with how good it was. I don't think it did. I think I did. I did go into this with quite high expectations. I really liked the look of the trailers. I really liked how they had Millie Bobby Brown acting in it and stuff from just the trailers. And and it was exactly kind of what I expected it to be in the end. And that was a really, really fun, surprisingly comedic adventure film, that didn't really tilt towards children as much as it really could have, Coming in at number 8, though, is perhaps the thing I trash most about Netflix films. Yeah, over the last year or so, that is this teen romantic comedies are what I've trashed most about Netflix, because they are bad at them. They made some bad ones, guys. Sierra Burgess, you fucking kidding me? Tall Girl. Oh, what's the other Noah Centineo one? The Perfect Date. Bad. But the half of it is a goddamn great film. I really enjoyed the half of it, guys. Brilliant. It was brilliant. For me, and I liked, surprisingly, despite trashing a lot of these, I had quite a lot of fun with To All the Boys, and I even enjoyed the first Kissing Booth pretty well. But the half of it is the best one of these Netflix has done, surely, right? It's so good. It's so well done. It's so understated in such a nice way. I will, you know what? I probably will sit down and watch that again soon. I had so much fun with that. I thought that was a great film. Really, really classic. Just the way it ends and stuff as well. Like, it just makes you feel good, That is a big factor in a lot of these, is getting you in some form of cinema mood that we're really missing. Being a great film, kind of their Oscar ones, or just being something that everyone can enjoy and did enjoy last year, Moving on, number 7 is The Old Guard. Yeah. For every inch that something like Extraction or Project Power gave us a lot of fun and was surprisingly good, and, the kind of stuff that we would have liked to go see in the cinema and just have a good time with, well, The Old Guard's all of that, and as well as that, it's just great, it's got bits of comedy and stuff, it's got loads of great action, it's a proper blockbustery thing, which could easily, much more easily than anything else they've done lead into a proper kind of franchise, big action franchise that Netflix really, really wants. With some of the things they've done recently, they really want that one, and I think they've got it here. And I mean, as soon as I saw Charlize Theron was in this, I was kind of like, hell yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one. That could be really great. And it was, guys. It's an awesome one to check out for sure. Moving on to Five Bloods, the first of these kind of big Oscar-y ones they've done. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's most of the rest of the list. I was deprived of truly great new big dramatic films and stuff last year, and Netflix provided where the rest of cinema literally couldn't. They just weren't allowed. The Five Bloods was, you know, it's a Spike Lee film. So, I don't know, with Spike Lee's style, it's never like, you know, his films are never what I want to be the winner at the Oscars or anything, but like, they are always ones that I'm happy to see there in the nominations and stuff, you know? And The Five Bloods is going to be no different. You know, it's absolutely going to be in a bunch of categories and stuff like that, I'm sure of it. And it's so well done, and it's got his surprising sense of comedy that is thrown in there, and you never quite expect it to come out at the times it does, and it's got good action, and it's just got an intriguing story, and it's got an excellent performance by Chadwick Boseman in there as well, obviously. And it's not the only one, because coming in at number 5, I did not plan for these to be next to each other on the list, but they did actually score the same score out of 100 for me. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Chadwick Boseman's final performance. I just watched this recently. I just reviewed it like right before Christmas. Him and Viola Davis, both incredible performances, and the whole thing is so well done. I did, and I mentioned this in my review, I've got this in my head because I was just doing it so recently. I did feel like it still plays like a play. You know, it still feels like a play as opposed to a movie, but it's really well done. You know, it's a really well done play. Even if they didn't particularly do much to change the script, or change the style of it to make it into a movie, it's just great anyway, you know, and those performances are both of them. The two of them are just brilliant, you know, and that's so tragic, you know, that as much as we're trying to be talking about the positives of 2020, it's so tragic that we lost Chadwick Boseman in a year where he genuinely, I think, could get nominations in the Oscars for Best Supporting and Best Actor. Okay, coming in at number 4 is, oh god, I still feel weird about this one. It's Over the Moon, guys. Okay, Netflix's animation department is fucking good at pumping out original movies lately. No matter what else I say about the rest of I can never trash it. Sure, I can trash some of the animated films they internationally distribute. For instance, I wandered onto Pets United last year on Netflix, and it was the worst thing that's ever happened to me in animated form. But aside from that, you know, they're great. Over the Moon is a film I feel like I should scoff at and not like as much as I do, but I really loved it. And I watched it again recently, and I still really loved it. And I'm just scratching my head. I feel like it's, you know, it's something I shouldn't love so much. But between the bright coloring, the animation, there's such a beautiful style, the mythology and the story and the stuff they use from that Chinese culture is really, really cool, and something I've never seen explored much in any film, you know. And I gotta admit, I love the songs. I hate myself for admitting how much I love the songs in this, but god damn it, guys, like, even the ping pong rap battle was a goddamn jam, and the one that the goddess sings when they meet her is just like the Moon's entry into Eurovision, and there's so much about it that I just went, yeah, you know what, that really made me smile the entire day after I watched it. No matter how much I felt like I shouldn't love it that much. And while we are speaking about Netflix's animation department, I've got to admit, guys, number 3, The Willoughbys is one of my favourite films of 2020, you know. Wasn't a huge amount of variety to it, to be fair, outside of Netflix, you know. These 3 top ones are pretty much my top 3 films of 2020. The Willoughbys is, again, it's a film I feel like I shouldn't love this much. It's a film that I feel like it's directed more at kids than I should, you know, than at me, and therefore I should be kind of like, do I really love this much? I just did. You know what, it was so funny. The Willoughbys was so funny. Again, the animation style, I surprised myself by loving that animation style that much, but I did. The story, everything about it, the weird sense of brutality that felt like, is this really suitable for kids? But it was really, mostly. I just loved it all. It just all made me go, hell yeah, hell yeah. And again, that day, I smiled all day that day. Was that even in quarantine? Was that before quarantine? I can't even remember. But I can't remember a time before quarantine. But it was great. It was a lot of fun. And number 2 is another recent one. It's Mank. Mank is very close to my favourite film of the year. It's not quite. It doesn't quite beat out number 1 for me. Mank is beautiful in so many ways to me. Because as much as I go around, you know, watching Citizen Kane, I've watched it a couple of times and I felt like I never quite, you know, as someone born now, so many years after when so many other movies have done takes on it, I can't appreciate Citizen Kane to the full extent that I feel like I should be able to. Mank I can, because it's so much about the passion behind great script writing and stuff like that, and just anything that's about like great writing and has great writing just makes me go hell yeah, because I love writing. And I definitely feel like Gary Oldman performs wow, you know. The whole cast is excellent in this. I loved them all. I loved the story. I loved these big crazy monologues, you know, and the script written, you know, years ago by David Fincher's father, who passed away like over a decade ago, and wrote this like 14, 15 longer ago. It just made me go, wow. That's an incredible culmination for this to finally come together into such an amazing film. That surely is also going to be, whoa, right around the Oscars, all of them. All the Oscars, goddamn. I'd be amazed if this doesn't win. I guess it's an adapted screenplay, right? I'd be amazed if this doesn't win that Oscar, frankly. But it could be challenged. It could be challenged in that department even by our number one. My favorite film of the year, guys, it's The Trial of the Chicago 7. And frankly, you know, I'm not surprised. It came out in October, you know, so I watched it then, and I'd already watched most of the film I was going to watch this year. But as soon as I watched it, I felt like, yeah, that's probably it. That's probably my favorite film of the year, because it's just that good, you know. And I am, I'll admit, a huge sucker for Aaron Sorkin's style, you know, and he wrote and directed this, and he just gets me with his writing, man. Yeah, it's crazy. Every episode I watch The West Wing, I just go, oh my god, it's so goddamn good, so goddamn good. And The Trial of Chicago 7 is everything about his style that you want to see. It's got the drama, it's got the true story, it's got the inspiration of it all, you know. It just feels so inspirational in so many different ways. And it's got that unique wit and comedy behind him that helps him get these more serious points across, I feel. You know, I feel like he does a good job appealing to a wider audience by having that kind of playfulness to all of his writing, you know, while also getting these points across. And I love all of that, and I love Aaron Sorkin. I just love Aaron Sorkin, man. I just love Aaron Sorkin. He got me, okay? He got me. He had a great cast for this. He had a great idea. Just everything about it just worked for me. And just like Mank, it's a film that's been a long time coming together, I think. I think he wanted to make this initially ages ago. So I just go, yeah, no, that's it. That's it for me. You know what, Netflix, good job. At least those top two are my two favorite films of 2020, and you nailed it. You just nailed it. And I'll be amazed. Well, I'll be hurt if neither of those wins Best Picture. I'd love to see one of them get it. I have no idea what the favourites are right now, but we'll deal with that later. I'm sure there will be more quick lists into these upcoming Oscar seasons coming up. But let me know what you guys loved and hated on Netflix this year. Let me know what other kind of quick lists you guys want to see. Anything in the world of film, TV, gaming, etc. I'll do a quick list about anything. I like quick lists, and we'll have another one next Monday. It's probably going to be the worst Netflix films of 2020. I've got a lot of anger at Netflix perpetually just to get out, and I've been so nice about them today. But let me know what else you guys want to say in the comments below. Do like this video if you like videos, or don't. And also, please do not forget to subscribe, because help, 1,000, it's coming. Please help get there, yeah.